Hey guys, so I'm just going to do another video on contouring and highlighting because the first one I did, I got a few comments from people saying they couldn't hear what I was saying. For some reason the volume or the audio was not loud enough, so I thought I'll do it, redo it again and then just show you exactly what I did before. But yeah, so contouring basically is to create the effect of like cheekbones, more defined cheekbones, or like areas of your face that you want to recede, so like to cast a shadow. So people contour their cheekbones, or like their nose, or like even when you're doing eyeshadow looks, like you contour like your crease so with a darker color. So yeah, contouring is basically casting a shadow, so making something look more sunk in, than normal. So people who normally like have round faces would want to contour their cheeks just to make them look a bit slimmer. So I'll show you what I use for when I contour. So normally you can use anything, like any products, from foundation, like you can use like a foundation stick and just draw like a line on your cheek and then obviously blend that in. You can also use eyeshadow, but it has to be a matte finish because you don't want to use an eyeshadow that's like glittery or shiny, because you want to create a shadow, not have the light reflect off from it, because that's what highlighting is, to you know to highlight areas of your face that you want the light to catch and want the light to reflect out. So people would highlight, as you can see now, the light is catching, above my cheeks and like just above my eyebrows. So people would, highlight um, even like their forehead, even their chin. But I'm just going to show you where I highlight. I don't normally do my nose when I contour, so because you can already see it's already has that line already. So I just do my, my cheekbones. Though I already have a defined face, I don't really have to contour. But I'm just going to show you just, what I do anyway, and just for people who would want to do it. So with contouring, you have to use 2 shades darker than your skin tone. So say if you were like a NW47 like me and you wanted to use a foundation, you would probably go for NW50 or 55 to use for a contour, or like just a brown eyeshadow that would be close to your skin tone, that won't look too dark, look too obvious. And then for highlighting, you'd want to use a shade or two lighter than your skin tone. So you look for anything. You can even use anything that's got a shimmer to it, that would give you that sort of glow. So you can use an eyeshadow as well for highlighting. So, and then when you're applying blush, you're applying it to the apples of your cheeks. So, but remember, when you want to do that, make sure that if you take a brush, if you measure from like the middle of your pupil down to this bit of your nose, this section of your face should not have any sort of blush, any colour on it. It should only just rest of the, if you smile, the apples of your cheeks like that. So your highlight colour would go above, and then your blush colour and then your contour line just, in your cheekbone. So if you place like, a brush or something, or a pencil there, you can feel where your cheekbone is, and that's where you draw your line. So I'm going to start with the contour line. I'm going to use a matte blush by MAC. It looks like this. This is called Blunt. It's supposed to be like a brown, golden brown colour, but it's a matte colour. Make sure it's matte because it has to, not have any shine or any sheen, nothing to it basically. So for the brushes that you would use, if you want to use a brush, there are 2 brushes that I have that I can show you. This is the one that's pretty universal. I'm sorry it's a bit dirty because I used it earlier. This is the Sigma brush, the large angled contour brush, the F40. And obviously, as you can see, it's angled. So you would use this, and place some colour, to the side, the side of it, place colour, and then just sweep it up and down, with the brush. And then I have another brush which I prefer to use, which is a Sigma brush as well, which is a tapered highlighter brush. As you can see, it is slightly pointed, so this makes it easier for me to pick up the colour and just place it on my cheekbones and just sweep it up and down, because it's already fluffy, so it sort of does the blending out for you. With this, you'd have to sweep it, you know, up and down and make sure it's like not a harsh line. I'll use this brush because I want to use this for the blush. So when I'm going to apply my blush colour, I will use this brush instead, but you can use this for contouring. So I'm going to use this to contour. So I'll take the colour like that and just swirl it in. And then when you want to apply this, you're sweeping it up towards your hairline, not downwards. So if you want to do the fish face and suck in your cheeks, if that's going to help you, then do that. So I'm just going to place it like that and just sweep it up. I'm just going to get another mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Right. As you can see, you're already forming that line and you're sweeping it towards your hairline. Like that. I'm just going to exaggerate it for you so you can actually see if the camera's picking up the colour. I'm not sure. It's quite bright. So just doing that, and make sure as you're sweeping it, you're sort of blending it out as well. Well, the brush does it for you, but I'm just, if you're not using this brush, if you're using the other one, make sure you blend it out and so it's not like a harsh line. So as you can already see, the line's forming. I'm just going to add a bit more. And there you go, that's one contour line. I'm going to do the next side. Make sure you're sweeping inwards. And there you go. And there's your contour line. If you want to maybe neaten up the line or make it thinner, you can use the brush that you use, the powder that you use to apply on your face, and just use that to erase off any, you know, like any edges that you want to just make sure it's all neatened up. So I'm just going to add a bit of the colour back onto my face, so that just makes it a little bit more neater. Do the same on that side as well. Make sure the brush is clean. You don't want to, you know, if you're using like a more deeper pigmented colour, you don't want to use the same brush and it's all dirty and then you're just having to sweep it all over your face. So make sure it's clean, you know, before you do this. So that's the contour line. As you can see, it's pretty obvious. The next thing is going to be the blush. So I'm going to take the contour brush that I said before, and I'm using MAC's Raisin blush just so that it shows up on my face. Normally with a red lip you wouldn't normally use a brush like this, but obviously just for the purpose of the video I'm just going to use this brush so you can actually see, you know, it show up on my face. So take the blush and then you tap it and just tap it, you know, just above the contour line like that. Just hope you can see that. I'm not sure if the colour is picking it up, but yeah, that's the colour. Do the same on the other side. And there you go, and that's the blush. The next thing would be to highlight. Now you don't have to use a brush for this, but I just prefer to use a brush for everything that I do. I'm going to take that same brush I used for contouring, make sure it's, you know, you tap off any of the colour from before. And I'm going to use another blush by MAC to highlight with. This is MAC's Matte blush. Looks like this. It's like, it's got some gold, you know, shimmery reflex to it. So this will show up definitely on my skin tone. So I'm just going to take a little bit of it and just sweep it. And then if you smile, you can see where the light catches on your cheek, and that's where you want to apply the highlight. So it just brightens up that place and reflects it out even more. So I'm just going to apply it upwards. Like I said, make sure this area of your face does not have anything there. It's literally bare, and everything else is just going upwards. And there you go. So that's how I contour, um, highlight and apply blush. So this is a basic, simple procedure. It's not, it's not very complicated. It's something you can easily do. Like I said, make sure the colour is matte for contouring, and you'd want to use a shade or two darker than your skin tone. And for highlight, you can use any sort of, finish. It could be, well, it'd be helpful if it was like sort of a shimmery, effect, and that should be a shade or two lighter than your normal skin tone. And then for any blush, depending on whatever you want to use, make sure you apply it to the apples of your cheeks and sweep upwards, and make sure that it's not, in section between where in the middle of your eyeball to your nose. So that's all you have to do. I hope this has helped you, and I'm sorry for the previous video that you couldn't hear what I was saying. Hopefully you can do it. You can hear it now. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.